Welcome to this week's episode of In-Depth Outdoors.
Fish! That's a giant!
With James Holst and the rest of the IDO fishing team. On the water in search of the hottest bites.
Got him! Yeah! This is so much fun.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Hey everyone, James Holst with In-Depth Outdoors, and on today's show, we're doing things completely differently. Normally we're off on a long drive to some, premier destination, North Country, towing a great big boat, looking for those pinnacle, those premium quality fish. Those trips are great, but they tend to not be very family friendly. And the focus of today's show is to really put a spotlight on a destination and a time of year where an angler can get out with family and show them a great time, yet not sacrifice the quality of the fishing experience. So we're headed to Hayward, Wisconsin. We're going to be fishing the Chippewa Flowage, which is actually a pretty big body of water, 17,000 acres to be exact. But you don't need a big boat, meaning that 15, 16, 17-foot boat that you have is going to be perfect for this destination. Everybody knows about the muskie fishing in Hayward, Wisconsin, but the great thing about the Chippewa Flowage is walleyes are available, bass, northerns, and even panfish for the kids if they enjoy getting out with mom and dad. So we'll be fishing with Tanner Wildes, a local guide in Hayward, Wisconsin, and one thing that you're going to want to pay close attention to is the presentations that he's going to be suggesting you use at this time of the year are very simple. Anyone can do this and be very successful. So stick around, you're going to enjoy the show.
There we go. Man, two of them. One just blew up on something else right at the same time this one did. That was pretty cool.
See if I can't get one out of spinnerbait out of there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. There we go. It's, again, scum frog just real tight, middle of the day. It's a lot of fun. We actually had two fish there, so I'm gonna get this one back real quick and see if we can't get the other one.
God, I'm fighting over it.
Yeah. There he goes. All right. There we go. There's a bass. Right up in that slop, right along those cattails. Yeah, he's looked good. These frog hooks, both of them got him good. He wasn't going anywhere. There we go, beautiful midsummer largemouth bass, just right up in this thick weeds with the frogs just working it, and awesome fun, just middle of the day, hot day, and these fish still biting good, so it's good fun. Oh, nice little jump for us.
Yeah, had one left in him.
He did. That was good. That's a lot of fun. Get the frog back together and get back at it.
So Tanner, I know when we were planning to come to fish together, you were telling me I had to come late July. What is it about this time of year that makes it so special? Such a perfect time of year for somebody to come fish the Hayward area.
I mean, you got so much action up here, middle of summer. I mean, it's hot out, but look at the action we're getting. I mean, it's middle of the day and we just ran into our best bite of the day. I mean, we're getting largemouth on top water and shallow water. It's great excitement. We're missing some fish, but we're getting a lot of fish in the boat. You know, it's enough action to keep you interested in the day, and you're catching some big fish. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna get pike, you're gonna get muskies out here. We got excellent walleye fishing up here in July. A lot of people think midsummer fishing's kind of slower, but it really isn't. I mean, some of my best walleye fishing's done in July. So it's a great time to be up in this area. Good fishing for just about everything, and good family fun too.
All right, come here, buddy. All at the back of the bus and stuff.
Nice.
I'm okay with this spot.
Yeah, right away.
Come here, little buddy. Well, that's a good size hook. You get them like that, they're not going anywhere. Just a little guy. He's my starter fish. They will get bigger though. Oh, little guy. Send your big brother back, will ya? I got some frog maintenance to do here.
We're using these Spro frogs today. They're a little bit more expensive frogs than most of them on the market, but they hold up a lot longer. When you catch bass on them, you can get quite a few bass on them. Like anything, though, pike or muskies will tear them up pretty quick, but they last quite a while with bass. They're a little bit higher quality, so that's what I like to use. Kind of a less.
We need a double.
We do. That's a little bit more or less aggressive strike, but
yep,
still fun. Not a big one.
Dang it. You see that? I was just letting it sit.
Really? was just sitting there, huh?
Just letting it sit.
There we
got him.
go. Man, you were right. I let it sit there for a while. James just had this fish blow up on his. He let it sit there for a while. He took another cast and nothing, so I took a cast in there, and I let it sit there for quite a while.
Just couldn't handle it anymore. I was telling myself it wasn't a very good fish, but that wasn't half bad.
No, it's not bad at all. Take that. Take that any day of the week. Man, I bet you it sat there for 5-6 seconds, just nothing. Then he ate it, just couldn't resist. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, thanks for catching my fish. Got him. There we go.
Looks like a nicer fish.
He's not bad. Out of there, buddy. He's not as big as I thought he was. Of course, you pull him out of that heavy vegetation, there's a lot of extra weight down there. Nice thing about these spro frogs, they got really nice hooks. A lot of these fish, they're not going anywhere when you hook them up. Just a little guy. Nothing to him.
Sure hit like he was a little bigger.
I thought he was going to be a, you know, 2.5, 3 pounder.
I did too.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
This just in. Search now over for one suspect found hiding under a brush pile. Suspect was taken into custody and released this afternoon. Officials credit the apprehension to the new Markham underwater camera technology, which found and caught the suspect.
Markham has really taken the lead with their on-screen displays for temperature, depth, and direction, helping you get to the fish quicker.
In other news, a missing walleye was captured today, once again caught red-handed on a Markham camera. Stay tuned for more news from the Markham Underwater Network, where we seek, find, and capture the lake's most wanted.
There we go.
All right.
Right. And we were saying about how perfect it looks in here. And we got one. Not a bad one.
Double.
Oh, double, nice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, almost had a double there.
What's with the rubber hooks?
There we go. Not a bad one at all. On the scum frog, just in the thick weeds. So we'll get her back, get some more. Almost had a double.
Almost. This type of water is basically endlessly available here, isn't it?
Yeah. Chippewa Flowage is the largest wilderness lake in the state of Wisconsin. It's 98% undeveloped. So it's all wilderness up here. There's islands everywhere. We have 156 islands out on the lake here. I mean, it looks like you're in Canada.
So really it's kind of the ideal body of water for somebody that doesn't have a great big boat. I mean, you can see we're in an 18-foot boat today, and really you wouldn't need anything bigger than this. 17,000 acres, but you're not going to have to deal with 3-foot waves, you know, real rough conditions like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about the Flowage. Just so many islands and little coves. You can always get out of the weather, and we never get bad weather with big waves or anything, so you don't need a big boat. You see a lot of people out here fishing in canoes, kayaks. You don't need the big deep feed boats out here. Whatever you got is going to be perfect for out here. There we go.
Oh,
that was a cool hit.
That's what I just said I wanted to see, and I missed it.
That was a cool hit, man. He inhaled it too.
It sounded like somebody slapped the water.
It did.
That was awesome.
That was a cool, cool hit. There we go. Nice standy largemouth here on the frog. Get her unhooked. That's the thing about these frogs. Usually they're hooked really good. Perfect. Good Hayward largemouth. You know, these frogs are a lot of fun. And all we're doing is we're just taking these floating frogs. These are spro frogs. And we're just finding some real thick cover. And it seems to be for us today that they're real close to these cattails too. And we're going in these real thick weeds and just finding little pockets. We're working around the edge of those pockets, going right through the middle of them. You know, popping your rod tip, getting that bait to kind of walk and then give it a pause. And we're getting a lot of fish on the pause. So you want to make it look like a frog and then make it an easy meal for them. You let it sit there for a second.
You know, one of the things I've noticed is we're getting a lot more fish by a real consistent retrieve. Pop, 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 you know, shorter taps versus one big tap and a long pause, big tap, long pause. I think Tanner can demonstrate that certainly better than I can. He's had the hot stick in the front of the boat there, but there is a little bit of technique to this. It's not hard to pick up, but it's a little bit different than, say, fishing a topwater. You might go pop, pause, pop, pause. He's actually making that frog almost dance. His nose comes up repeatedly, then he gives it a big pause. Tanner, why don't you show people what that looks like on the water?
Sure. When you cast out, I want to get as close to the cattails as I can, and I really want to feather it down there. I don't want it to make a big long pop when it hits the water, because you're in such shallow water here that a big noise a lot of times will spook the fish. I want it to really land on the water softly, and then I'm just putting my rod tip down and just giving it short little snaps and getting it to pop, and you almost get that frog to walk the dog. And then I give it a pause. About 3 times a cast, I give it a pause, and we're even noticing that a longer pause the better. So give it 2-3 seconds sometimes, then go back to popping it. And what we're doing is we're looking for these little pockets in the thick weeds and just working it right over them, and almost all our fish are coming in these pockets.
Oh. Nice. Oh. Did he feel steel?
I know. Man, that was a nice one. Yep,
Got
there
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Nice, nice fish.
That fish, I never even bumped it. Oh yeah.
That's a nice
Come out of the pads, buddy. I should have this one good.
I hope so.
Up and daisy.
There.
All right. You know what? He's not a giant, but they're a heck of a lot of fun. Look at where that frog is. I'm gonna need a pliers on that. I mean, that's way in there. Thank you.
Yep.
There we go. About a pound and a half. Not a giant by any means, but you know, there's so much fun in that shallow water when they bust up on these topwaters. I'll let him go. Whoop. There, buddy.
Another long, cold winter got you down? Plan your next summer vacation with Rainy Lake Houseboats today and watch those winter blues fade away. Experience beautiful Rainy Lake in Voyageurs National Park in northern Minnesota from the deck of one of our spacious houseboats. Recharge while touring the lake or fishing for trophy walleye and smallmouth bass. You can get away from it all without giving up the comforts of home. Call us today at 1-800-554-9188 or visit us online at rainylakehouseboats.com.
There you go.
Got him.
Nice.
That was too cool.
That's a nice one.
Sometimes a guy gets rewarded for that good cast.
Man, that was a perfect spot.
Oh, he's not hooked all that great.
He's not.
Come on, buddy. All right. Wonder Toad. Oh, he's hooked pretty good. Right in the corner. Yep. He's not going anywhere.
Good.
There, buddy. There we go. Just a fun frog bass. You know, this is one of those patterns. When Tanner and I were kind of putting together the idea for the show, we just wanted to show people that maybe might be a little bit less experienced or less serious fishermen, give them some patterns that they could just pretty much bank on. Come to the Hayward area, maybe only have the middle of the day to fish, spend the rest of the time with family, but still be able to come out here, have a blast, catch a bunch of fun fish like this largemouth. You know, that's probably about average size, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice fun fish. Just getting to see them blow up on that top water. That really makes my day. Nice bass. One of many, I'm sure, today. So middle of the day, it's pretty much the peak. This is when you want to be out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Brighter the sunshine, hotter the temperatures.
Doesn't affect them at all. You're in such thick weeds that they're eating all the time.
Banker's hours and basically that time of the day when maybe it's even going to be too warm for the kids to be swimming. You can come out here and catch a bunch of fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Let's try on something different.
Yeah.
Breaking out the magic, boss.
I'm going to try throwing a buzzbait right behind us in these weeds.
Something a little different, can't hurt. Buzzers are fun.
There we go. Stole that fish right from James.
You know what? I'm okay with it. So does the buzz bait count as a spinner bait in your 3-lure presentation plan?
Yeah.
Close enough?
I would count it as it, yep. Not a big one, but fun.
Yeah, it's even more fun for you because you took my fish.
That's right.
Of course, I think the same way.
It's every man for himself sometimes. Oh, man, right on the pause. Just very next cast, just swimming it and let it pause for a second and got a nice one. I feel like he's gonna jump.
Yes, he is, right into the boat.
Yep, there we go. Nice swim jig bass. I mean, this is all a swim jig is. Just looks like a flipping jig, just a little bit smaller. There's a 3/8 ounce. Doesn't get any easier than this. You cast it out, reel it in. I give it about 2 pauses in the cast, and that's when we got this one. It just let it sink down for about half a second and reel up, and there he is. Get her back.
Got him.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
That's a repeat customer there, man.
That was cool.
The water here is so diverse. I mean, earlier when we were fishing those scum frogs, the water was so dirty, there's no way you could see that fish. Then you come back in here, the water's so clear, it's like sight fishing. Come here, buddy. Get you. It's not a bad fish. They kind of count double, or twice as much fun when you get to see that fish from, 50 feet off like that, have multiple shots at him. That fish actually took a pause at it, kind of looked at it, acted like he was going to come for it, and decided not to hit it. And then as I made 2 or 3 more cranks, got that bait further away, there must have been just something about that moment where he decided he was going to have to go get it. There was another fish just to the right over here.
So there we go.
All right.
On the pause, nice. Here comes the jump. Showing off. Nice fish. Take that. There it goes. Not a bad one at all. Fun on a July day, right in the middle of the day.
Built for summertime fun, man.
That's right. That's great. Well, let's get her back.
Like a lawn dart right in the veggies.
That's right. It's like releasing them into an aquarium.
Hello, I'm Dave Markworth. I'd like to introduce you to the Skeeter Boat Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At the Skeeter Boat Center, we carry the Midwest's largest selection of Skeeter fishing boats, all at prices you can afford. And we offer test drives on most models in stock. Our highly trained staff will provide you the personalized service that you deserve. So check us out at SkeeterBoatCenter.com, where our goal is to help you have fun fishing.
The cool thing about the Hayward area is we have so many different kinds of bodies of water. And we're out here on the Chippewa Flowage right now. And the cool thing about the flowage is the lake's divided into the east and west part of the lake. The west part of the lake is generally a lot clearer water. You got weeds growing a lot deeper. And you go on the east end, it's usually a little more sand and gravel and darker water, more brownish water from the tannic acid in the water. So it's pretty cool. Like, we've been fishing largemouth bass mostly, and we're fishing scum frogs and real shallow slop weeds on the east side. Then we come over here to the west side, real clear water, and we're fishing deep weeds in 15 feet of water now. So it's kind of cool, a very diverse fishery and great fishing on both sides. All right, that was a way out there too. Not a bad one. Swim jig, right in these little bit deeper weeds.
Corner to the snoot.
Yep, there we go. Not bad at all. Just changing it up a little bit. Went from the scum frogs, went to these little bit deeper weeds with spinner baits and swim jigs, and we're still getting them.
Fish just crashed it. Boy, if that's a bass, it's a good one. Or he's down there in 3 pounds of weeds.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is why you brought us in here, right?
That's right.
Clear water, deep weeds on these edges. And from a fisherman's perspective, anybody can do this. Throw in a swim jig. Woo! He just crushed it.
Man, that's a nice one. Need some help, or you
Tight line collision. No, I got him.
All right.
Come here, buddy. Gotcha. There we go. That's a nice fish. Blue-black swim jig. I think they hand these out in Bass Fishing 101, don't they?
I think so.
Probably about a 3/8 ounce with a very small twister tail there on the back. Nice fish. One of our nicer ones today, bud.
Yep.
Well done. All right. Yeah, I'll take a whole bunch more of those. It's a fatty. Off you go, bud. Super cool.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, that was just a dead stop.
Really?
You know, you're fishing the braid, you're doing the slow crank.
Yeah.
Kapow!
No kidding.
Nope.
Just clobbered it.
I like ye. Here comes a bass, little guy. 3/4 of a pound.
Really? Oh, got him. Oh, he came up and missed it the first time. Threw back there and kind of let it just sink down, and that's when he ate it. Just came out here in a little bit deeper weeds, some clear water out here, and swim jig, threw it out. He missed it the first time, casted it back to him, and kind of gave it a couple pops and let it a real long sink, and that's when he ate it. So we'll get him back in, get another one. There we go. Yeah, I let that sink real far down. He ate my tail. There we go. Right on the flutter again. Just swim in that jig and give it a pause, and that's when he hit it.
The do-nothing bait.
That's right. Trying to get back down in those weeds. Hooked perfect, right in the lip. All right, let's put her back. There we go.
Fish. Oh yeah. Boy, just crawling it now. Of course, these weeds are so much deeper. Here, buddy. He's about half the size of that last one. And he hit it half as hard. Right in the corner of the mouth. He'll be no worse for the wear. There you go. Pretty fish. I'm very fond of fish that like to eat swim jigs. Too easy, the do-nothing lure. If you've never fished a swim jig for bass, and I'm sure there's not a lot of guys that fall into that category since they're so popular, but it's like fishing a spinnerbait with no blade. Throw it out, you can throw little pauses into the retrieve if you want, but more than anything, just reel it slow. Fish just come right up behind it and nail it. Couldn't be easier.
I don't know what, it's a really nice bass. There we go. This is the one we're looking for. Oh, man, just went out to a little bit deeper weeds, and there we go. All right.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. There we go. That's the bass we're looking for. Man, we just slipped out to a little bit deeper weeds. You know, we were getting fish up in the shallows on these swim jigs, and then we just kind of came out here and we're in about 10 feet of water and thick weeds, and boom, got this nice one. Yeah, just a little swim jig, black and blue, little twister tail. Nice largemouth like that. You know, middle of summer, that's a lot of fun. Let's get her back in the water here. There we go. Back down into the weeds.
You're killing me from the front of the boat there, buddy.
It's all right. I'll take it. I'm sure you're not too happy with it, but I like it.
I will be switching to the front of the boat soon.
All right, that sounds fair.
Well, we're out of time today. We caught a ton of fish. And a special thanks go out to Tanner Wildes for sharing his day with us. And if this type of family fishing adventure is interesting to you, if you'd like to plan a trip of your own, really, to get started, nothing could be simpler. Get online, haywardlakes.com. It's a great website. Lists all the area attractions, all the events that someone could get in on outside of the fishing. Because remember, this is a family-friendly destination. So haywardlakes.com. Check it out online. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
If you enjoyed today's show, let our sponsors know.